Hi, everyone. Welcome to New Life's Inner Circle. I'm Wayne McDonald. Now is a time more than ever before to make sure that your relationship with your Heavenly Father is solid. I mean, we can't go by anyone else's relationship with our Father. This is time for us to really put down our roots and really know Him intimately. Without that, you're going to feel like you're on a roller coaster. With everything that's going on in our world today, the only reason I have peace, I have joy, and I have a note of victory that's ringing on the inside of me, that's resounding from my spirit, is because every day of my life since 1992, the first thing I do every morning is listen to the voice of my Father by reading His Word and spending time getting quiet before Him, developing and cultivating that relationship. My wife and we've been reading a book not too long ago on the five love languages. And there's many, and I'm not going to go into the whole teaching. It's very good. It's a great book. But I do want to tell you this. One of the love languages is quality time. And another love language is touch. For me and my daughter, our love language is definitely touch. We love to be hugged. We love to be embraced. My daughter and myself are that way. We're cuddlers. We love to snuggle with one another. Now, my wife is not as much the snuggly type, but her love language is quality time. Now, mankind has been created in the image and likeness of God. You're in God's image. And if you're married, you can probably relate to what I'm saying. You know, we can think we're expressing love to our spouse, but it may not be their love language. You might be saying, look, I'm doing the dishes, I'm cleaning the house, and that might not be your spouse's love language. For my wife, it's quality time. Can I present to you today that I believe, since we have been created in the image and likeness of God, I believe there's aspects on the inside of God of that of the male and the female. I'm totally different. I'm wired completely different than my wife. But quality time is one of her love languages. The Father, I want to present to you, I believe with all my heart, has that same desire on the inside of Him. Quality time is His love language. That's part of it. And as you spend time within His presence, worshiping Him, reading His Word, just quieting yourself, that's how you get to know Him. That's how you cultivate that relationship. If we're so busy doing other things and we never have time to read the Word and spend time in His presence, then here's the bottom line. We're just too busy. Luke chapter 10, at the end of the chapter, you can read it for yourself. I encourage you to read all of Luke chapter 10. I've been studying it just recently, going through it over and over, reading it through again and again, and meditating and praying over it, asking the Lord for revelation. But right at the end of the chapter of Luke 10, he gives the story of Mary versus Martha. He says he stopped by. Jesus was coming out of a village, and he stopped at Mary and Martha's home, and it says that one was involved with lots of serving. That was Martha. And she actually began to point her finger at the one called Mary that was sitting at Jesus' feet. And Martha said, Lord, don't you care? I'm doing all this work. I'm doing all these things for you. And Mary's just sitting at your feet doing nothing. And I could see in my mind's eye, I can just visualize Jesus laughing. And his response to her was, Martha, Martha, Mary has chosen that one thing. The Amplified says, those few things that will not be taken away from her. There's no replacement for sitting at the feet of Jesus and listening to His voice. So I want to encourage you today. Your only vehicle from the confusion and from everything that's going on, and he said and she said and this one and that one, there's so much confusion. Back away, step away, and tune in to the voice of your Heavenly Father. Just you and Him, reading His Word, quieting yourself, praying, listening, reading more, quieting yourself, listening, praying. That will put an end to the confusion. That's developing, cultivating a real relationship with Him. And that's what He's always longed for, and that's what He always wants. And if you do that, your life will be peaceful, and it'll be so productive. You'll make less mistakes than you can imagine. You'll still mess up. We still mess up, but you'll make far less mistakes if you'll do that. So cultivate that relationship with your Father. Well, thanks so much for tuning in today. Remember to share these podcasts because they are changing lives. Remember, if you don't have a home church, you can tune in newlifeworldoutreach.org on Sunday morning, 11 o'clock. Or if you're in town in Millville, New Jersey, we encourage you to come on out and be a part of the services. We'd love to have you. Have a blessed day.